Hello everybody, it's Zack Rhodes for the weekly update. A few things. This week should be more or less the same thing. I did stream last week. We streamed Spiritfarer. It's a very fun game. I've actually been playing it a bunch of my off time now. And yeah, it's a good time. I'd like to stream again this week. I'm just not sure when. Because Monday... we're going shopping for new dining room chairs, and that's probably going to be really hard for me. So I don't think I'm going to be feeling well. Tuesday, I'm doing something else, and possibly Wednesday, but I just have it in the back of my head that something is happening on Wednesday, and I just cannot remember what. But I guess we'll find out. So maybe Wednesday. We'll see. Yeah, I'm just so sure that there's something going on. It's so weird. Anyway, as for other things, we had 3 Final Fantasy X videos. Been working on a bunch of other projects. We had some of the not E3 things going on. Let's see, we had the Xbox Bethesda showcase, which showed off that Silksong exists. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, I wrote stuff down here. I'm not gonna go through everything because there's a bunch of stuff. It was an okay showcase, but nothing I was really interested in. There's just a bunch of interesting things. They announced that Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal are coming to Steam, or at least PC and Xbox. I don't know if it's Epic Steam or PC Steam, but it's coming to PC and Xbox, which is really cool, and it got a lot of people really mad. Oh my gosh, Atlas, how dare you betray the PlayStation? Your console will never forgive you. And Atlas is like, chill. This was an Xbox conference. They always do this. And 2 days later, they're like, it's coming out on PlayStation also, you idiots. And they showed off a bunch of Starfield, which looks very much like No Man's Sky. And what the heck did I write here? Oh, no, that's for something else. Yeah, so it was okay. Nothing particularly fancy. I missed the PC games showcase. Let me see. Let me just scroll through here and see if there's... Diablo 4 looked interesting. I wish I could be excited for that, because StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo I grew up with. I put hundreds of hours into Diablo 2. So many. But a nice focus of that Bethesda showcase was these are the games that are coming within the next 12 months, and it was a lot. And Silksong was not part of that list, but still. Okay, so yeah, there was a Capcom showcase which didn't really actually show anything. We finished Chapter 2 in Final Fantasy X-2, so that was cool. For art, I didn't really do much art this week. Most of the week, especially the second half, I was in a very, very, very big art block. Just not feeling great mentally. I don't know if it was the weather, but I wasn't feeling great physically. It might have been a bug going around, because the next day my dad felt horrible and my brother felt horrible, so maybe it was just one of those 24-hour everything hurts bugs. But Resident Evil 4 Remake was announced with one of the things. Maybe it was the Capcom stream, but I drew Leon for Junibug, because she's a Leon fangirl. With the abs, you have to draw the abs. I did 2 Patreon pieces this week. It felt like a month. It really did. This week felt like a month. One was Rachel Bighead from Rocco's Modern Life, which I think was nice. I did three pieces. I didn't put one on here. Oh, I know why. Yes, I posted the second one when I wasn't feeling well. I'll go fish it out. The third one is Mini Celeste, which is OC of one of the patrons' friends. I drew this when I wasn't feeling well, and I don't really like how it came out, but they say it's okay, so I'm gonna trust them on it. I'm just not too hot on my art, and I will add this to the Twitter moment afterwards. This is on Twitter, so I'm sorry that it got skipped momentarily, but this is the first one I drew for the month, but I didn't post it till later in the week because I just wasn't doing well. But Tycho as Clive Winslet from the Wild Arms series. I really like how the uniform came out on this one. This is my favorite of the month so far. Yeah. I also did another thing, but that's on Patreon still. I'll post it later today and I'll show it off next week. I did that last night when I was in bed. That Galactic Rosalina picture is up on Redbubble, and then it got put under review on Redbubble, and then it got approved. So apparently it doesn't violate enough IP laws to take down. So if you want to order a print of it, it's on Redbubble, and Redbubble's always in the description. I know, I get one Redbubble sale a month, but that's also because I stopped putting my art there, because I'm just sick and tired of putting so much work into something and then just getting it taken down. But that's just life. I know that there's some people like Mal George. One of her Patreon tiers is to get a print of her painting every month. It's not like a Redbubble type print, but it's like I don't know if it's an 8x10 or something, but it's a print that of her painting every month. And I thought about making that as a tier, but what would I do? Oh, who would want that? If I were to print out all of the Patreon things and mail it to a person every month, I really don't think that people would pay an extra, 15 or $10 or $15 for that. On top of having a patron, the commission tier, because it's already the price keeps going up every so often. So I don't know if people would actually want that. I could make a separate tier where you just get the prints, but you don't commission something. But a lot of the commissions are not universal. The commissions are for the people, right? So, commissions are people's OCs or, for something for their friends or whatever, which is awesome. I enjoy drawing things that people like, but as a way to try to get other people to join the Patreon, it's obviously not, I don't think I would do that for someone else's. Yeah. I'm always trying to think of ways to get, people to join the Patreon, but it doesn't work. I'm trying to frame the support tier as being, as the price of a Twitch sub, because people are really good at just giving out Twitch subs, but people don't care about that. I think the big thing is that, well, there's two things. One is that I don't offer enough exclusive content to actually make people care about that. The people that are on the Patreon right now are either there for the commissions, or the people that are in the support tiers are the hardcore supporters, which I still thank you for. But there's not enough exclusive content for the casual person to say I'm missing out by not at least putting $5 in a month on this. Um, and yeah, I had a second point, but I cannot remember it. I'm very disheveled. This week sucked. There were some good points. Every week has its good points, but I was very, very. I don't know why, but I was very, very, very depressed this week. Like, everything was a slog to do. I couldn't get drawing done. I couldn't. I didn't really do too much. I played a bunch of Spiritfarer, which is really nice. That game is really, really chill. It has a lot of cute, poignant commentary in the game. Playing past. I started a new file just in case I'm gonna stream it again, so the stream file is okay. But I helped out a workers' strike at a dock. I did some sheep wrangling. There's this cool dragon thing that you help with, like kind of like in Breath of the Wild, with like the evil things on it. That's how you get quartz. It's a very cute game, and the characters are a lot more varied, like, than I thought. It's honestly really, really nice. Like, I highly recommend this game to people who like life sims or just like, I don't know, cute sarcasm. Yeah, so I think the start of the bad day was when the electrician saga on Tuesday. It started the bad week. Electricians came by to do stuff, and they were nice. They were okay, but like the guy that they work for has did some work for us when we moved in, which was a year ago. Next week, God, we're here for a year already. And so he did some work for us when we moved in, and it was terrible. And we've had to have people come in twice from him to fix it, because we already paid for it, so it's not on us to hire someone new. But it took all this time to get him to show up, because he's probably very busy or whatever, but like he would just be like, yeah, I'm coming, and then be like, well, I said 12, not 11, and then just wouldn't show up anyway. And my dad would be like, you didn't say that. We spoke on text. I have the records right here. So eventually, what it took after 6 months since the last time the guys came to try to fix something that they screwed up, my dad was like, okay, you don't have to come. We'll just take you to court, and hire someone new and have you pay for whatever they have to do in legal fees. And also, we'll go to the township and tell them what a sketchy guy you've been. And then the next message my dad gets is, we're on our way. And so they came that day and they fixed everything. Wow, it's amazing. I don't know why, all of a sudden you're able to make time for us. So the guys came and they fixed the stuff, but they're like, what the heck is going on here? They're like, they found wires that went nowhere. They had to fix like a bunch of outlets that were dead, that were just literally attached to nothing, or the wires just went somewhere that they couldn't figure out where, because it wasn't going towards the main electric boxes. They found a cable sitting in a wall with just the end clipped off, so it was open. And it was live, just sitting there, coiled up, ready to make contact with something and kill someone or explode something. If it hit the water pipes, we'd all be dead. So, like, so many, and that's like the tip of the iceberg for the shoddy work that these guys did. But luckily, they fixed the problems and found new problems to fix, but everything seems to be fixed, and we never have to deal with this guy again. But, like, that was the start. That was the start of the week. Then was the red bubble thing, which I was just like, oh, come on. There's no other. I don't really have like a way to sell my stuff. Otherwise, like, I could do it myself. Like, I know a few people that kind of do it themselves, but they have like an online store. I can't manage that, honestly. It's a lot for me. And I don't have like enough original work that I feel that I can actually do that. So yeah, not that many people buy from the Redbubble thing anyway, but like it was doing really. I was getting like a few sales a week when the Persona 5 stuff was still up, and then Atlas just started taking them down one by one, and yeah, everything's just dried up there. It was never a source of income. It was like a few bucks, but still, it's a little depressing. Obi-Wan, the show is very good. Been enjoying that. Can't believe the finale's this week already, man. Some other stuff I don't need to show off. I got new cables for my microphone. This is a braided cable that's 10 feet long, so I can actually move my mic out further than it has been for recording, which is nice. And the braided cable means that it's not going to start ripping like the last one and the one before it did. So yay. I also got a second one. It came in a 2-pack. The second one I might be using for my capture card because they both use mini USB still. So yeah, the stream was fun at least. That was nice. I get so much anxiety before stream starts. I cannot begin to tell you. Like, I just stop breathing. But I appreciate that people showed up for however long. Okay, so there was a Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary situation live stream, and there's some good stuff. I wasn't expecting. I didn't even write it down because I was so excited. So the big thing that they said is that Final Fantasy Remake is coming to Steam, which is really, really cool. Let me just get the thread here. Also, yeah, 25 years for Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, Remake and Integrate are coming to Steam. I think they're on Steam now. Compatible with Steam Deck. There's a Buster Sword digital clock that I just cannot afford, but I would absolutely love to have. I would love to have it. They showed off the First Soldier Battle Royale game still, which I really don't want that to exist. They showed off Ever Crisis, which is kind of like a Final Fantasy VII compilation mobile game, which looks very cute. And then they showed off Crisis Core, and I freaked out. It's Crisis Core remaster. It's not a remake. It's called Rebirth, I think. But Rebirth is part 2 of the thing. What's the Crisis Core one? Crisis Core is... I wrote it down something. No, I wrote it somewhere. Okay. Crisis Core Remind? No, that was Kingdom Hearts. They really like the Okay, so they announced Crisis Core a remaster, which is amazing, and it's also going to have a Switch version, which is really, really cool. I don't know if I'm getting the Switch version because I probably want to get the best possible quality one, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just excited to see that game getting a re-release. That was like at the top of my wish list, right under Paper Mario Collection. I'm just super excited, man. Okay, so then they announced Final Fantasy. So that's coming out this winter, which, wow. Then they announced Final Fantasy VII's second part of the remake called Rebirth. So it's Remake, Rebirth, and then a third one. So it's going to be a trilogy. And that's coming out next winter, which was about a year earlier than I expected. So I was really, really, really excited too. It looks like it's going to be dealing with the fact that it's differing timelines converging together. And I'm very excited to see like how this sequel remake to Final Fantasy VII is going down. Especially with Zack coming in and being like Mika and Gaga all over the place. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to play Crisis Core again. That game is special to me because it's just a very good game in my opinion. Like the lore and everything else, and it's a very fun, breakable battle system. But also like it's a let's play that I did on my channel that, and I say this a lot, that nobody watched when it came out. Like 2 people watched it when it came out, but since it came out in like 2015, 2017, not 2015, like 2017 or 2016, since then, it's been one of the most consistent series on my channel. Like every time there's Final Fantasy VII news, someone else starts watching, and I get comments on it like at least once or twice a month, which is a lot for an old series. And it's like it's up there in the views rankings consistently each month. So like that's amazing. The fact that like, you know, people still go to that, but it was one of my favorite Let's Plays. I put so much time into that. It was great. Let's see. Excuse me. And yeah, that's about it. I kind of spent, after that, I just kind of turned off for the rest of the week. Yeah, I'm very excited for Crisis Core, and I'm very excited for Remake Part 2. Rebirth, excuse me. And I'm wondering if, you know, like, the way that they'll stagger it is that they have, like, you know, they have the remake, the intergrade Crisis Core, which I think is actually really good to put Crisis Core before Part 2 if Part 2 is introducing Zack. And then, you know, Part 2/Rebirth. And then, since Intergrade talked about the Tzviets and Deep Ground and stuff, I think that they should remake Dirge of Cerberus next, before Part 3, or put it as part of another interlude thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm just very excited about that. So that brightened up my week. But aside from that, last week was really tough. I was not happy for a very good chunk of the week. Am I feeling better? No. I might be laughing. Might be laughing a bit too loud. I've been listening to, not Billy Joel, I've been listening to 2000s music, like, or at least music from like 1995 to 2009, like that. You know that group of music. What do we got here? We got Mr. Brightside, we got Bring Me to Life, Feel Good Inc., Hey Soul Sister, Chasing Cars, Clocks, Fireflies, Welcome to the Black Parade, you know, those things. Because, I don't know, music just makes me feel better, and 2000s music seems to just have an effect on me. It's a nostalgic effect, you know? It was a long time ago. It was 2 decades ago. So, yeah. Crazy, right? But, it was back when I used to listen to the radio, so I just remember a lot of these songs. But, yeah, I'm going to try to take it easy this week. And by take it easy, I mean that right after I finish uploading this, I'm going to be recording Final Fantasy X too, because tomorrow I'm not going to be able to do so. And then I'm going to try to finish up another project and also work on my art block, because there's 2 pieces left, one of which is going to be a doozy for Patreon. But yeah, yeah, I apologize if I don't have much of an online presence this week. I might not. I'm not going to say like I'm taking a break from social media because it's just very dramatic. Sometimes I need to say that so that I shame myself into actually staying off, but I think this is more of a I'm going to take it easy from existing on social media, but not like cut it out entirely because I don't have much else to do currently. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. If you're wondering what's going on in my head, it's the usual. Whenever I start like getting really achy, it triggers a whole bunch of 10 years of fear, like bunched into one of I'm never going to be well again, or this is never going to stop, or it's I'm never going to have like a normal or a semi-normal life, things like that, and it's very hard to deal with that. Yeah, I don't have much else to say on that. It's very hard to deal with that. Just constant thoughts of my brain telling me that this is never gonna get better, even though like I've been doing better. Like I've celebrated the little victories since surgery, but it's been difficult regardless. Like I don't want to complain all the time about like the little things that are bothering me, but I'm not better. I'm just better than I was a month and a half ago, which is good, but I have a lot to work through. But yeah, I just it's the surgery isn't gonna make those feelings go away because I'm still at like 50% capacity, 40% of what I could or what I was, and I know it, and my body knows it. And anytime I try to do a little bit, my body reminds me that I'm not better. I'm just in a process to try to get better. So there's a lot of that, and that translates, that anxiety and depression affects everything else in my life. It shortens the fuse in my temper tremendously, so like the little things really start getting to me, and it cascades over there, like the electrician stuff and etc. And just a few other things around the house that have been going on that are things that are not problems unless you're in a bad mood, because normally you just kind of overlook or look past the little things going on around you in your house that should be corrected, but like honestly it's not that big a deal. So it's like those things when you have a short fuse and those start getting to you. The usual general feelings of I don't belong anywhere, and my art sucks and stuff like that, which I don't know if I'm ever gonna like get rid of those feelings, honestly. Like it's just something I have to live with, I guess. Because that didn't go away when I was still in therapy. I don't know if I just pretended or if it was just a low point or whatever, but I see like people interacting, and I'm like, I want to join, like my friends interacting, and I say I want to join that, and then I'm like, but I don't talk like that. I want to like join in on the way people that I am familiar with act around each other. It's one thing to be like, I see people that I don't know acting a certain way, and I'm going to join them, and then they get really creeped out because you're acting, you're acting like you know them, in a familiar way that they don't have back towards you. But when you're in a friend group and you see people joking around and stuff, and you're like, oh man, I want to join that, but you also say to yourself, like, I don't really act like that. And then you wonder, do I belong here then? If I don't feel comfortable interacting in that manner, like, you just ask, do I belong here? Am I actually friends? Like, or are they actually friends with me? Like, where am I? Yeah, and that probably doesn't make too much sense, because it doesn't make too much sense, but yeah, I most of the time, like, I kind of just fake it and pretend that I'm an established person in my friend group, and I hope that people just don't notice that I'm not trying to fit in, but just have no idea what I'm doing, or I'm bending myself a little to do the things. And I try to be a genuine person. Like 10 minutes ago, I was ending off this video. I try to be a genuine person. So it makes me very uncomfortable when I feel like I am not fitting in by just being dovey. And I don't know what to do about that, because, like, I got friends and I enjoy hanging out with them, but 9 times out of 10 I just don't know what to do. And the way to join in is doing something that I don't want to do. Maybe you might argue that that's not a friend group, but honestly, you just know different people. Like, there are friends that I have that are very much like me in that regard, in that, of the type of things that how we interact. And there's just different people out there, and you have different relationships with different people, so it's not like you can only be friends with certain types of people. And I firmly believe that you can expand your horizons in that regard. But some days I just feel more uncomfortable than others trying to figure out how I can fit in while still being dovey. And then I have to kind of wonder what dovey is then. That's a discussion for another time. And we might have talked about that a while back, that what a dovey is. But, yeah. It's like fitting in through art, or fitting in through jokes, or trying to be a supportive person, or what have you. And most of the time I think I fail on all those fronts. Now, art is especially difficult, because I don't want to, like, I get scared that, if this person knows me, or if this person's friendly with me because I draw pictures of them sometimes, what happens when I stop? If I have to stop because I'm just not doing great, or I'm busy, are they going to think that I hate them? Are they going to stop being my friend? And sometimes that's an insecurity that means that it's not a good relationship, but I think a lot of it, at least with me, is an insecurity of, like, an imposter thing of, this person only likes me, my brain's saying this person only likes me because I draw pictures. So yeah, I can't really disabuse myself of that idea, I've tried over the years a lot, and sometimes it's worse than others. That like I feel like that my contribution to any particular anything is not because of me. It's because of what I can provide. Whether it's money or art or whatever. It's a service, and if I can't do that service anymore, then I'm useless to them. And again, usually if you feel like that with someone, then it's a toxic relationship. But I think the toxic person here is me, and not because that I'm necessarily being toxic towards them. That's a discussion for another time. But it's my brain being toxic towards me and ruining the relationship by telling me that it's something that it isn't, or but yeah. Anyway, this has been a lot of rambling, but this is what's been going on inside my head this week, and most weeks, yeah. I very much have trouble believing that I bring anything of substance to the table because of the lack of regularity with which I can do anything. Now that I don't have the SSI, the Social Security Disability, which we are working on, so maybe I'll get back pay on that. But now that I don't have that, I don't have a job. YouTube and Twitch and Patreon pay a pittance, so like I've stopped being able to give as much money to people as I want to help them out with things. I am not able to physically help people with stuff around the house here or whatever, just because of the surgery recovery and the general state of my body. And I haven't been emotionally available for a long time, I think, either. And I feel like people think that I'm just cold because I don't know how to, or uncaring, not cold, but uncaring, because I don't know how to like interact, or I'm uncomfortable interacting on Twitter or Discord, in the same ways that they do. And maybe it just means that like that's not a group for me. I don't know. I don't want to consider that because it's mean to my friends. That's I'm framing it as a me problem, and it is a me problem. But people tend to see, like, if you're like, well, I don't think I belong here, and then they say, well, what did I do? And my response is, you didn't do anything. I can't relate, and I don't know how. And I know, like, there's some Discords I'm in where there are people that have a bit more of a problem with this than me, where they have a constant problem relating, but they also frame it in a way where they kind of blame everyone else or make it a pity party, and I don't want to make it a pity party. I don't want to blame anyone else on this. Like, I don't want to blame people for having comfortable ways that they interact with people other than myself, because that's toxic. But I also want to be able to relate to them better. I don't think I can, but that's a me problem. Anyway. Yeah, so if you wonder why I don't talk much on Discord, it's because like 90% of the time I don't think it's one of two things. A is I don't think I have anything constructive to add by talking, or B, like I really don't think that what I would be saying is genuine in any way, shape, or form, and I would feel bad at joining in. So like, I'm in a bunch of Discords. I'm in a lot of Discords. I'm in too many, I think. But I don't want to leave any of them because I feel that's rude on my part. But yeah, if you see me in your Discord and I don't do much except for like post art, or I just don't do much at all, it's not a you thing, I promise. It's a me thing. I just really don't know how to deal with people, or I can't deal with people. But yeah, most of the time I'm just like there to check in on my friends, see how they're doing. But yeah. I'm sorry if the last 20 minutes, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Sorry if the last 20 minutes made absolutely no sense. It probably didn't. But yeah, my head is kind of a mess, and I'm going to keep working on it. But yeah, I just haven't been feeling particularly adjusted online. And I think it's entirely a me thing. People have been very nice to me. I don't think anyone's been mean or rude lately, especially my friends. But yeah, I just I don't feel like I contribute anything meaningful to anywhere. So when I talk, it feels like an intrusion anytime. Twitter, I'm a bit more okay with like posting tweets because that's entirely up to people whether they want to just unfollow me. But like on Discord, everyone sees your message, or when you reply to someone, it sends them a notification. So like that's very different. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for doing your part to make the people around you feel comfortable, I guess, when they're having a rough time. Yeah, I'm going to try to work on things this week because that's all I got. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.